Hello, beautiful people. Let's do a Q&A. There's a lot of interesting changes that are happening in life. Lots to update you guys on, lots to warn you of. In about 3 weeks, I'm gonna be getting my first plastic surgeries. As always, I asked you guys to ask me questions on my Instagram. Let's just get started, right? Did you ever regret that you started showing your life online, including your relationship? Hell yeah! I don't regret that I showed my own life online because I consented to that and the only person involved in that is me. I obviously do really regret talking about my relationship. The reason I regret talking about my relationship particularly has to do with how I deal with conflict, and like honestly, I feel like any normal person would not be talking to a camera about shit like this because I'm literally informing you about the worst version of me, which any normal person would probably not want to do, right? I don't have BPD, but a quality of BPD that I can really relate to is black and white thinking. It's very easy for me to, in a matter of a second, like demonize somebody and only see the bad in them. And to add to that, I don't like to talk about my issues. Listen, okay, I'm trying to change it. I hate this about myself. If I'm in a fight with somebody, I'm not going to go to them first. If I feel like somebody has done me wrong, this is not good, don't do this, I would ghost the person for weeks, for months, for however long it takes for me to like open up to discussing the problem with the person. Something a lot of people will say in general to give you like advice for relationships, they'll say, if you're having a fight with your partner, don't call your friend to start complaining. Don't call your parents, because you and your partner are gonna resolve your problem. You're gonna be able to see past that because you also know all of the wonderful things about them. Your friend doesn't. Your family probably doesn't. So that impression of your partner is going to be imprinted on your friends and family. And that kind of changes the dynamic of everything going forward. I've been reading DBT workbooks. This is a literal textbook, and I'm almost positive that this is the worksheets that therapists give you in therapy. You reframe your situation, your feelings, and obviously change your life. I'm going to leave a link to this worksheet in the description box below if you're interested. That there was a course on this that we were all mandated to take in grade school, because I feel like our society would be a lot better off if we all knew how to regulate our emotions. And by the way, you know what else I love about the internet? Every time I get on here and I'm vulnerable and sincere and I share the way that I'm feeling with you guys in a candid way, someone will be listening to this, will remember all the weaknesses about myself that I'm sharing with you, and when I'm down and out of luck, when something bad happens to me, they're gonna use that shit against me. You know why that happened to you, Sonya? Because you didn't go to therapy. You know why that happened to you, Sonya? Because you don't talk about your problems. You just go making videos about people that you're unhappy with. Bullet to the heart. Why do you guys do that? Stop that. So yeah, that's another negative that you should be aware of if you're willing to share your life on the internet, is that people will use it against you and it will hurt. Please, please don't get plastic surgery. You are so beautiful and unique. Sorry. Now, why would I do something that someone I don't know wants me to do? You don't live with me. I live with me. I look at me. In about 3 weeks, I'm gonna be getting my first plastic surgeries ever. I'm gonna be getting a mini breast augmentation and a mini rhinoplasty. Yay! Please don't get plastic surgery. You're so beautiful and unique. I agree. I agree that I am very beautiful, and I agree that I'm very unique. However, people don't get plastic surgery because they don't think they're beautiful and unique. I've wanted a rhinoplasty ever since I came out of my mother's womb. It's not like I look in the mirror and I'm like, I don't like my nose. It's that I'm working, I work as a model, I get photos back and I'm like, who is that? I look like that? Why does my nose do that? Point blank, end of story. You literally cannot convince me that I'm wrong, because I have analyzed my face for years. For months, for weeks, I've literally like psychotically analyzed every centimeter of my face, because this is what I do, okay? And if you did this every single day, you would probably feel the same. So try to empathize and understand me and not judge every single thing that I'm saying, okay? And I will stop being so defensive. My nose is crooked, slants pretty strongly to one side. I've literally had a sinus infection pretty much non-stop for years. Yeah, my nose is just too fucking big, and the only reason I haven't had one before is because when I finally decided, like, you know what, yes, like, I need this, I realized that they were $20,000, and I was like, gulp. Because the way that it came to be, if you're interested, is my boyfriend and I were sitting, my husband, boyfriend, and I, he's both, but he's technically my husband, okay? Don't worry about it. I very randomly, like, just let a thought escape from my brain and said something like, oh, I want boobs. Like, whatever. No meaning, no emotion attached to it. He was like, really? If you want boobs, I can pay for them. And I was like, wow, really? If you're serious, then yeah, I really would like to do this, please and thank you. So he's like, okay, yeah, just find a doctor and we'll do it. So I did. I found a doctor, and it turns out that the doctor that I love so much is also incredibly talented at rhinoplasty. So during my consultation, I kind of was like, wait, can we also like maybe talk about a rhinoplasty? And he did the 3D imaging, I think it's called 𝗃𝗃𝗃. I can actually show you guys a picture of it. And when he did that, I immediately in my head was like, oh my god, I look 10 years younger. Not that I'm doing this to look younger, but I look so much better in my eyes. And I don't want to sound like I'm traumatized and like an immature, but another huge reason is because every time I have to look at a picture of myself and my nose, the only thing I can see is my father, and I don't want to see that. I don't know if saying something like that is like bad, but I don't care. And I will be vlogging the entire experience. When I made that video on TikTok, I immediately got people messaging me like, don't do the rhinoplasty, but yeah, do the boobs. And I'm like, who fucking asked you, bro? What are you talking about? Me getting a rhinoplasty doesn't mean that you have to get one. You realize that, right? Like, my actions don't have to do with you. They literally only have to do with my own internal world. And if I feel like something is gonna give me the confidence to show up better for myself, I'm gonna do it. And also because these things impact my ability to be successful at my job. But I wish people would stop leaving me comments like that. Please don't do it. Genuinely, this is why people who get plastic surgery don't talk about it before they get it. And I'm like hella probably strong, so it doesn't really affect me that much, but I can see how it would really make somebody incredibly anxious. And it has made me incredibly anxious. To people that are gonna be disappointed in me because I have plastic surgery, because they associate me with real flat boobs and a big old real nose. Like, okay, did I win an award? I don't know. I've lived my entire life like this. Like, can I not have at least 20, 30 years where I'm a different version of myself? Like, fuck it. It's not like I'm like 16. Hi, don't hate me, but I'm gonna be doing a very quick ad for SONGMONT here, and then we'll resume the rest of the video. If you've been here before, you know that this channel doubles as a SONGMONT fan account. Let me show you two of the newest beautiful pieces that I'll be wearing all season long, and probably longer. This is the large 𝗂𝗃𝗶𝗺𝗃𝗺 bag in dune suede. My newest obsession because it's trendy, versatile, and honestly worth every penny. You don't need a PhD in girl math to know that the price per wear on this bag is absolutely insane. First, the quality. The suede has this natural sheen and a gorgeous two-tone effect when you touch it. As always, the hardware is fade resistant, so it stays looking brand new for decades. But of course, the best part about any SONGMONT 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗺 bag is the way that it literally transforms. 3 ways to wear it. A full moon clutch for going out, a chic shoulder bag for every day, or a relaxed crossbody. 1 bag, 3 personalities. Just like me. No, I'm kidding. I only have 2, okay? And no matter how much you wear it or how much you stuff its already generously sized interior, its dual piping at the bottom reinforces the bag, which keeps its soft and drapey silhouette strong and structured without sagging. The panel opens really wide naturally, which to someone like me whose worst enemy is digging inside of a bag is a non-negotiable. It's the little things, you guys. Inside you'll find a zipper pocket compartment and an additional side pocket, which makes grabbing things super easy. This is one of those bags that seems small and unassuming. Meanwhile, you're carrying your entire life around in there. The adjustable strap sits super comfortably and the wax leather handle develops that warm patina over time, which means that it just gets better the more you wear it. This is the medium gather bag set in Cloud, a bag inspired by the sacks carried through desert caravans, made to gather the special moments you collect along your own journey. Do you see the vision? It's crafted from lightweight yet super durable first layer Napa cowhide, spray colored again and again to achieve this totally dirt resistant white. The soft texture of the leather is beyond words. Even while filming these shots, I couldn't help but literally say wow out loud. She looks like a museum sculpture. Absolutely stunning. And the more you use it, the more beautiful it gets. The leather develops this natural two-tone patina on the corners and curves, becoming uniquely yours over time.
It's got 𝗂𝗶𝗃𝗃𝗺.
The lining is made with ultra soft lyocell, with a washed organic texture that will make you want to touch it every time you open the bag. Functionally, the gather bag doesn't really differ from 𝗂𝗃 in the realm of shape-shifting. You can use the long or short strap to wear her on the shoulder. You can use the long strap for across the body, or just hold her in your hands like a clutch. The top handle even doubles as a luggage strap that magnetically clicks into place so that it never falls or dangles. One of my favorite features that you don't really see in a lot of other bags is the concealed back pocket, a perfect little spot to put your cardigan while traveling. It also comes with the blessing plaque charm, a symbol of ease, freedom, and carefree nomadic spirit. Although there are multiple holders all throughout the bag to add your own collection of charms. If you want a bag that's dreamy, durable, and designed for life in motion, the gather bag in Cloud is the one that you'll carry everywhere. Sonya, why did you start knitting? I feel like a person that's like obsessed with whales, and every time they hang out with their friends, they just have to talk about whales, and everyone's like, okay, yeah. So sorry if that's actually how I am. Here's the exact reason I started knitting, and it's probably not what you think. I bought this top on Depop. I can show you guys actually. I believe that she said it was hand knit, but I can tell you with absolute certainty, this was not hand knit. This was made on the Centro machine, which I then went and bought. This is the only thing I have made on my Sentra machine, and I hate this. My whole point was that when I got this in the mail, oh my god, I could do this. I need to do this. Like, I want to make tops. It was only like 35 bucks. It's so cute, so unique. It's made with really shitty yarn though, which is something I don't do. I literally got into knitting because I was like, I want to sell knit tops on my Depop. And then I got obsessed and addicted. I feel like this is the most likely way that I would start a fashion brand, because I've been wanting to start one since like 2015, and most recently when I was revisiting the idea and trying to learn all of the different businesses involved in operating your one single business. I don't want to work with a manufacturer. When I say I want to make clothing, I literally mean I want to make clothing. Like, instead of telling you guys about the problematic things about myself, let me tell you one good thing. I guess we could say that I started knitting in August, and I got my first customer. Literally, someone emailed me, if you're watching this, I love you, hi. But she was asking me if I could make her this hat. And I was like, damn, swag. I don't even have to make a brand. It's like happening for me in a sense, which is really cool, and tells me that like maybe I'm doing something right, you know? If I don't have to like force and like shove it down people's throat, the people want it themselves, like that's a good sign to me. This is an interesting question. When did you realize who you want to be in life? Right off the bat, I have an answer for you. When I was a teenager, yeah, Maddie knew who she was from a young age. You know what this reminded me of? When I was in high school, I told my guidance counselor that I want to get homeschooled so that I can actually work. I can do acting jobs, I can be an extra, I can be a model, because I was supposed to go work in Asia. And they literally laughed at me and said, you would never do that. Like, you can't do that. I did all of it, including getting homeschooled and leaving that godforsaken school. I literally still wake up sometimes and I'm like, thank you that I don't have to go to school. Which is funny because the next question someone said in Russian, did you ever want to be an actress? I don't know why they would ask me this question, to be honest. I feel like I built my entire YouTube channel on the basis that I wanted to be an actress. I actually filmed a commercial 2 weeks ago, and it's gonna come out in January. I'll post it on my social media when I get it back. Have you ever uploaded a video and regretted it badly? I mean, regretted it badly. Like, it's not like I regret it badly. I don't still regret it, but I regretted it for like 1 minute and then removed it, and now I don't regret it. I just have learned, you know. If you're gonna ask me which video is that, any video in which I'm talking about somebody else. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I do also feel like this is something I could give advice on. How can I avoid messing up financially at a young age while earning a lot of money? Let me tell you about my, like, how I think about money, especially when I am making a lot of it. The more money that I make, the less of it I want to spend. It's not something that I'm like conscious of. My mom always said this thing, "Ума много не надо, чтобы тратить деньги." You don't need to be smart to spend money. To earn it though, do you want to be smart or do you want to be stupid? You want to be smart. So save your fucking money. I only started investing in 2020. However, before that, all of my money was kept in my savings. So here's what I would do. If I'm getting paid any amount of money, and by the way, I really don't want people to tell me that I'm like out of touch and blah, 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 blah. I'm just trying to give advice, okay? What I would do is I would put half of it into my savings account and half of it into my checkings account. My savings, I would not touch. My checkings is where I would like pay for my bills and my credit cards and stuff. And that was enough for me. And obviously if I have enough in my checkings already, I would just put it all into my savings and I would not touch it ever. And what would keep me motivated to not touching it is just seeing the number grow. And the reason I feel that way, if you know nothing about me, is because I did make a lot of money when I first started being a fashion blogger. This was like the inception of being an influencer, like a fashion influencer. After I made a lot of money, I then took a break for like 2-3 years, literally did not work for like a couple years. I have been able to honestly sustain living on my savings for a very long time. That's one of my better traits, to be honest. I don't like spending money. And the last piece of advice that I'm gonna give you is don't lend people money. Don't lend your friends money. Don't lend the boys that you're dating money for any circumstance. I don't care if he doesn't need it, actually his friend needs it, and he's gonna send it right back to you in 5 minutes. I don't give a fuck. Don't do it. Not that that's gonna be the reason for your demise, which it might be. That's a whole ass scam. Exercise your boundaries. So I don't think I would give the best advice on friendships because honestly, I feel like very recently I've been going through a phase where like, I just don't really, are you guys gonna think I'm like depressed or like mentally ill? I don't really want to talk to anyone recently. Like, and not from like a sadness point of view, but like I wanna do different things with my time. And this doesn't apply to everyone, obviously. But for the most part, I don't enjoy people's company that much. If this is a close friend, like you're saying, I don't think it would be too crazy to ask them, or maybe you have just outgrown them. You don't have to force anything. And I'm also one of those people that's like the path of least resistance. If doing something is exhaustingly difficult for you and you're like, oh, why isn't this working out? Like, whatever, just fucking leave it. Bye. Doesn't serve you. you've outgrown them. People change, people mature, people grow, and sometimes people don't. And that's even scarier. But also, like, so what if you feel disconnected from them, you know? Like, I don't know how old you are, but like, I feel like I'm consistently disconnected from my friends, and then something happens and we're friends again and talking like we didn't just spend a year apart not talking. I would also analyze why you feel disconnected from them and like why it matters, because like we're all entitled to our own life, I feel like. And I think like if someone felt that way about me, oh my god, I feel so disconnected from Sonya, what do I do? Silence is also a response. Disconnection and people refusing to understand you is also a response. And like if we're constantly getting these kinds of messages, I think we should just take them with grace and not attach strong emotions to them, which is something I'm learning to do for myself. Fine, let's answer one last question because I also want to talk about this. Do you still actively figure skate? Yes and no. Probably the answer is no, in the sense that I don't have a coach, and I stopped going to my coach because honestly, you guys, I don't have a car, so I have to rent a car anytime I want to go anywhere. A lot of my figure skating practices were like 9 a.m. in the morning, so I would have to rent a car at like 7 a.m. When you don't have a car, you have to add like 3 hours to anything you're doing, and also like $300 to everything you're doing because you have to rent a damn car, which is not free, obviously, and a coach is really expensive. And I just felt like doing it any amount of times a week, like I just felt like it was like my part-time job that I'm paying to do. I do still plan on going figure skating this week or next week because there's a bunch of holiday rinks that have opened around Los Angeles, so that'll be fun. You know, let me just release this other thought into the universe. I'm one of those people that believes like whatever you are, be a good one. If you focus on something and you try to be the best at it, you will inevitably, eventually become the best at this thing because you're literally dedicating your life to learning and practicing this. And I was thinking about that and I'm like, okay, but wait, if I know about myself that if I try hard enough and if I learn enough of something, I can become the best at it, why don't I try to become the best at managing my own emotions? Why don't I become the best at being regulated and grounded and handling conflicts maturely? Like, why don't I do that? Because I can, right? If I'm saying that that's all it takes, I need that version of Sonya and I owe it to myself to become her. Aw. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in about 3 weeks with my cast. I love you. Please be supportive and kind. I'm a real human with real emotions. Love you.